Hello. I'm just checking out Exodus 9 verse 12 here. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had said to Moses. Did Pharaoh have free will? First of all, I don't think that the whole Pharaoh, Egyptian, whatever story is true, because I don't think they have found one scrap of evidence to show that the Israelites were kept in Egypt as slaves, or there's no evidence either showing the 40 years that they wandered aimlessly in the desert, or not aimlessly. That's right, they were led by God, by the cloud. God was in the cloud, and he provided manna for them, so they had food. Of course, he can't seem to do that now for all the people in the countries that have people starving to death. All the people in the countries that have people that came out really weird. He cannot have. You notice that though? We've got people starving after tsunamis, and the water's poisoned and there's no food, or people just starving from lack of food, or people starving from drought, little kids starving to death. Why don't we ever see the miracle of manna, the however you pronounce it, the bread, little pieces of bread that look like snow that come down, and to feed the people? But we don't see that. We see a lot of starvation in the world, but we never see that. So, but yeah, there's no evidence for any of that, for the Exodus, for the parting of the Red Sea. I used to think, I probably heard it somewhere, and I just latched onto it or believed it, that there were actual iron chariot remnants and horse skeletons at the bottom of the Red Sea. You know what? There's absolutely nothing at the bottom of the Red Sea. There's no evidence of all these Romans soldiers and their horses and their chariots and their weapons at the bottom of the Red Sea. It's just nothing. So anyway, but back to the thing that I'm quibbling about. People say that we have free will. I say that we don't have free will, and because God knows everything, and everything that happens is according to God's divine plan. Everything. And if it's not, then He's not all powerful, and everything isn't under His power. He hardened Pharaoh's heart, not once but several times, so God could get more angry. God hardened Pharaoh's heart, I should say. God, not Satan, God hardened Pharaoh's heart, so Pharaoh would say no. So God could do more bad things to the Egyptians, ultimately killing the firstborn of all the Egyptians, and including the firstborn of all the Egyptians' animals, which had absolutely nothing to do with any of it. God, that was His point in the beginning. That was His goal. That was on the to-do list. Killing off all the firstborn of the Egyptians. He wanted to punish Egypt for the alleged slavery of His chosen people. That's what He wanted to do. That was His goal. That was in His game plan. All the rest of it, Moses having to hike down from wherever to wherever and plead before Pharaoh, and all the rest, that was all just for appearances. That was for that was a little sadistic torturing of His creatures there that God was doing, because Pharaoh had no free will. He had no control over what came out of his mouth, because God, not Satan, hardened his heart. This is an illustration to me that everything happens according to God's will and according to God's divine plan. And that would be true for atheism too. For people like myself, who are going along happily, minding our own business, being good little Christians, and something crosses our path, or in my case, many things, to put chinks in the armor and help me see all the things that I hadn't seen before. You ever wonder why a religion that's supposedly the truth, let's capitalize the T every time, the truth, the way, the truth, and the life. Ever wonder why a religion that's supposedly all that discourages its believers to question? Oh Lord, I'm starting to feel like I'm doubting you. I don't want to doubt you. I don't want to have these questions nagging at me. I need to get closer to you. I need to focus on you. I need to pray more. I need to keep my eyes on you and not see anything else, because I'm sorry, but the truth should not be afraid of questions. The truth should not be afraid of a challenge. The truth should not be afraid of scrutiny or discovery or exploration or science. All these things would do nothing more than uncover the truth and prove it to be true, if in fact it was the truth. So that's all. I just wanted to, I thought the story of Pharaoh was a good a good illustration of what I was trying to say yesterday, that I don't believe we have free will. I believe that if God wants to, if the goal, the what's on the to-do list of God is that people go to hell, they are going to go to hell, and everything between now and then is just him manipulating, teasing, being sadistic, making his little creatures, making people think that we're savable. That's the other thing. All you Christians out there who try to save us, you're like Moses coming down from the mountain. You're doing all the hard work, trying to save the lost. And those of us who continue to say no, even though you try really, really hard to save us, guess what? That's God hardening our hearts, because he wants us to burn in hell forever. Just like he wanted to, from the very beginning, from the very start, from the get-go, he wanted to kill all the firstborn of Egypt, because he was pissed off. And he just, I don't know why, but he made a bunch of people knowing ahead of time that we're gonna go to hell. I don't know why he wanted to do that. I don't know why he feels like he has to torture and hurt people. But whatever. It's not a God that I think is a good God, or a loving God, or a merciful God, or a compassionate God, or a kind God, or a gentle God. But I see as a sadistic, manipulative bastard of a God. So anyway, just muddled thoughts in the morning. I need coffee. I have not had any yet, so if it makes any sense at all, I will be surprised. Thanks for listening. Bye.